Hey, it's Randy Patrick here with Cash Flow Bailout. Hope you're doing all right. Got something I want to discuss today, and as you know, a lot of my emails, a lot of my videos center around the fact that we're approaching maybe a secondary housing crisis, or a downturn, or a shift, or a change in the market that necessarily won't be a good change. So, everyone's sort of saying, hey, we kind of see something happening. The media is saying the opposite, but I think as time goes on, more and more people are realizing this is going to occur. And for me, I'd like to be prepared for it, and hope you are as well too. So the other day, a large real estate firm, if you've heard of before, called Keller, I guess they have their annual conference or some sort of semi-annual event where they all get together. And one of the co-founders, I guess his name is Gary Keller, had a discussion about the market. And of course, it's recorded, it's on the news wires, etc. I want to give you some highlights of this. So basically, quote unquote, he painted a less than optimistic picture of where the housing market stands now and how it may lead to a shift. So he's not saying there's going to be a catastrophe, but he's saying things are going to change. He points to 5 indicators of a downturn of some sort. Days in the market are up. The supply of move up and higher end housing is now growing. Home prices are going down in some markets. Unit sales are slowing and construction is flat. And only 4 times in the U.S. history have home sales been higher. So it's a sign of a shift. That's what he's quoted as saying. Plus, the median home price is higher than it's ever been in the history of recorded time. The last time we were here, we were on the verge of a recession. So as you remember, the last housing crisis also had an economic downturn, a recession. It was kind of a perfect storm, or the big wave that kind of killed everything for everybody. So basically, he said it wouldn't take much to push us into a buyer's market, which means prices will be dropping. And, again, the sellers are going to have to scramble. And he wanted to caution, saying, hey, we lost home builders in the last downturn, and we never got back. So a lot of companies or smaller home builders that built a lot of subdivisions or on your lot never really recovered and came back into play after the last sort of housing crisis. That's an issue. He says nationally, home sales are on pace for another post-crisis record. Sales are slowing in some markets, and as affordability becomes a serious issue. Because what we see now is the fact that if prices are rising, that's great, but who are buying these rising priced homes? All right, the wealthy can only buy so much, and eventually they're going to not speculate, and they're going to pull back their investments. As he says, but affordability has been declining since January as prices continue to outpace wage growth, hurting home sales. Construction has been focused on high-end market, which is now showing signs of stress as high net worth buyers sit on the sidelines due to political and economic uncertainty here and abroad. So as I mentioned, that, again, there's the lower and middle income people are not able to afford homes, which means they stay put or they go to rent and do etc. They don't buy and move up. And even though I guess you could say rates are at their lowest in history as well too, interest rates, price gains is outpacing everything, and therefore we're going to have some problems. So again, this is coming from probably a very astute man who owns or co-founded a very, very large real estate brokerage firm. And to be quite upfront, I think that this is really somebody other than political people are coming out now saying, hey, we need to take a look at what's going on in the industry. So my purpose here is saying, be prepared for the future, be positioned with having products and services at your disposal where you can help people that may find themselves needing to short sale, may find themselves doing a loan modification or workout program, some form of loss mitigation. That's why I've prepared Cash Flow Bailout. I think the trend is more and more people are going to be going down the path of, hey, can I talk to my lender, or can I find a service that can help me solve my home problem, do a workout program, loan modification, something that'll get them to stay in their home for a few extra years or months before the inevitable short selling or a foreclosure happens. So I think part of the trend is we can see if there's a shift, there's going to be a shift to loss mitigation type solutions being much more prevalent in the market. And what I'm doing is a byproduct of that, and we can take advantage of that shift with what I'm offering to you guys as well. So keep that in mind. Again, I just want to give you a heads up. There's more that will be coming out this week, but it's interesting to see now that as the election approaches, a lot of people are speaking out saying, hey, here's where the market's at, and it's not as good as the media would like you to believe.